How's it look? Good?
Not really, but
Can you turn it a little bit?
it's just coming up on our faces from an awkward angle. Not really my favorite angle.
How's that?
Yeah, whatever. No, it's all right.
Okay.
It's half and half.
All right. So how you doing today, Caitlin?
I don't know, the Jedi. How are you doing today?
I'm not the Jedi, bro. I'm Matthew. You're Caitlin. We're not pretending to be wrestlers. We're just going to talk about wrestling. We're here doing a live stream.
We'll see about that.
Answer questions.
You're going to go into your character in about 2 seconds.
Okay, well, I'm not planning on it. I'm just here to have a nice conversation as the Outliers, you know, husband and wife living in this clubhouse, talking about wrestling. We got lots of cool topics. If anybody has anything they want to add to the conversation, they can. We also have some questions that we're going to answer. We're going to get into the Royal Rumble,
Okay.
WrestleMania preview.
Okay.
And we're going to end with WTF is going on with Vince Pt2. And I'm going to be 100% human when we have that conversation.
Okay, you are.
Okay, because I'm going to take it seriously. I'm not playing around.
Okay.
All right, this is a serious conversation, serious topics.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we'll see.
We'll see.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, the first thing that I was going to address was I know a lot of the fans has been asking us when the next wrestling matches are coming out. And it's actually like 49 degrees today. I took the tarp off the ring. Did you see out there? See how the sun is like shining right on it, drying it up. It's going to be nice and warm and ready to go, possibly by the weekend. So there could be a wrestling match popping off live at any time. But right here today on YouTube, I did release one of our old matches from the barn days. We were both wearing cowboy boots. I'm not sure if you even remember this match or not.
I mean, I've seen it. If I watch it back, maybe I would remember it, but honestly, I don't remember it.
We were doing like the duos champs storyline at the time, and I feel like we had a custom video where we had to fight against each other, and I didn't even put it on YouTube. It was only on Patreon until today.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 years, so.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer.
Yeah, I don't know. If it was a custom video, I'm probably not gonna. I don't remember those as well as like my in-ring. It's like big, championship matches.
Yeah, and this one I think was more of a freestyle. Like I feel like the dude just wanted there to be a couple submission holds in it or whatever, and some weapon usage, and then there's a gory special at the end of the match. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that match is out right now. If you haven't seen it, be sure to check it out. It's doing really well. It's 1 of 10. Be sure to share it on your Twitter or your X accounts. Share it to all your friends. Let them know how great the match is because it is really good. I mean, Kate literally takes a butt whooping. She takes a double arm DDT where she gets planted. Planted on the grass.
So I was not allowed to do it anymore.
I don't do that.
He tried to I let it kind of go on the grass. But then he tried to do it downstairs in the basement, and I was like, nope, you're never allowed to do that move to me again, bro.
Yeah, unless I come up with a different variation of it.
Which I think you did, which you ended up turning it over. And ended up doing that double arm suplex.
Which is way better than that move anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe the next time we fight, I'll do that to you, because I've only done that to you like once or twice.
Yeah.
It's Scott Steiner.
Well, the way you did it was okay. You would have to continue to do it that way.
Yeah,
because
we both got to jump at the same time, and I plant you flat. I know how to do it.
Yeah, you could plant me nice, or you could plant me hard as fuck.
I could throw you like I did Marvin, and just fucking launch you, or I could throw you like I did in a match that we had another fan ask about over the weekend. Bethany Speed 1336 left a comment on the loser wears a dress match from a few seasons ago. And the question was, she liked the match, but she said, did the razor's edge that you took at the end hurt you or your ribs? So I think maybe you want to give a little depiction of how that move felt for you.
Another move I won't allow him to do anymore because that was like the worst bump I ever taken in my life. Besides the implant buster where I knocked my knees together. But that one, like, it's like knocking the wind out of you and giving yourself a concussion all at once, and it's like very painful. Not being able to breathe. I feel like after, like, you could hear me trying to breathe in the video. So yeah, it sucked actually a lot. And then honestly, when I look back at it, I'm like, it doesn't even look bad. I don't know why it hurts so bad.
The momentum, maybe the force.
Yeah, I was just kind of thinking like that little spin like didn't really even look like much, but like the spin along with the drop was
And there was a bunch of like broken up drywall on the
sure.
ring
Yeah, I
too. So you were
forgot.
hitting like rock
I
almost.
fucking
on
hit that
top of
drywall
it.
and that shit hurt too.
Yeah.
After like it broke like that, I was like, fuck, now we gotta wrestle on top of this shit. Like I wasn't expecting it, but I feel like it was like old drywall and it just like broke into a million pieces.
Yeah, it did. The best kind of drywall, just shattered. That was pretty epic.
Yeah.
So we no longer do the spinning races at John Kate.
I think you ended up kind of doing it again, but you didn't drop me. You just kind of set me down, which is fine, but
yeah, and from now on, I might just do a regular Razor's Edge, Johnny, and give you a nice little go down to my knees bump with you.
Yeah,
so
and all
it's
I have
not
to
like
do
a
is
big
fall on my
launch.
back.
Yeah. Can definitely do it easier than that. Bethany said, "Thanks for answering my question."
Oh, that's fine.
That's cool. Welcome to the live stream. Someone said, "Let's celebrate." I seen that wrestling match today. I'm glad you guys liked it. Simon Wright says, "Who is your favorite wrestler in the Royal Rumble?" We're gonna get to that. Elder God said, "What's up? What's up, buddy? Welcome to the live stream." Jordan Kirby says, "Do y'all think Dakota Kai takes over as the leader of Damage Control?" Well, the fans are ready to start talking about the Royal Rumble, so let's hop right into the 2024 Rumble. Caitlin, who was out of town down in Oklahoma, didn't actually watch the Royal Rumble live. I did, but then I was able to watch it twice because when she come home, we watched it together. So I've actually seen this whole show 2 times. So I'm excited to get to talk about that. And we'll answer any more questions you guys got. Feel free to leave them in the comment section. We'll circle back around. But right now, we're heading over to the Royal Rumble preview. So the first match was the Women's Royal Rumble. Caitlin, take it away.
God, well, I mean, just to be honest about the whole Royal Rumble, I really didn't care for either of them. I thought it was bad for the most part. I mean, we got some entertainment from the people we knew were going to be good. Other than that, I just thought it was like a bunch of girls trying to wrestle and botching a bunch of moves. I don't know how anybody else felt about it, but I was like, this is not good wrestling. And maybe it's just too many people in the ring because then things get kind of just messy. But, you know, I'm glad that Bailey won because she was entertaining. At least she's funny. At least she has a character. But I didn't really, there was no like memorable spots. I don't think the ending was the greatest either. So it was what it was.
As far as like surprise value is concerned, like if say 10 was it exceeded your expectations for all the surprises a Rumble could give you, and 1 was like, this looks like the barbed wire match on AEW.
Yeah.
Is that what you would go more towards the 1 of the Women's Rumble?
Yeah, no, I didn't like it.
There was a lot of botches.
Yeah, I mean, they made the right decision as far as who won it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay with that. So maybe I'll give them a little higher score because they got it right on the winner.
Yeah.
I could get behind that. You know, I liked it when Nia Jax came in because I feel like she's really doing some cool stuff with her character. You know, Becky's always kind of fun to watch. So is Bianca. I mean, I wasn't surprised when I seen Jade Cargill come out.
Mm-hmm. I think we all
she didn't
she was
specifically do anything that memorable, but everything else to me was just kind of trash. I wasn't surprised to really see Jordynne Grace. And she did some cool things. Like she took that move to the side of the ring out, which I guess was pretty cool. But she also botched a lot of shit, in my opinion. So
you weren't really impressed with the surprises, and you kind of already knew these people were coming or could come, so they weren't really that big of a surprise.
I mean, yeah, the people that were left at the end, like I just didn't feel like the ending was written out that well. It was Liv. I was not surprised to see Liv come back. I'm not surprised that she was in, the end there with Jade and Bailey. I kind of had a feeling Bailey was going to win. So
do you think that Io Sky? What was the actual question about this Rumble? Do you think Dakota Kai is going to take over as leader? So do you think that Bailey is going to challenge her for the belt?
Because that's Io Sky, right? Is Dakota Kai the other girl?
I honestly don't know the difference.
Because Io Sky is like the champion, and then the Dakota Kai lady, I feel like she's just.
So yes, that Dakota Kai then probably wouldn't take over as leader, I wouldn't think.
No, I wouldn't think either. I mean, I feel like Bailey is going to challenge Rhea Ripley. So I really don't know what's going to happen with her faction, but
she could lose and they could turn on her type thing.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a lot, but I'm sure she's going to challenge Rhea, not her partner.
Yeah.
I mean, if she does do her partner, then they just want to break up that faction, I suppose. But yeah.
Bethany Speed says, are you all professional wrestlers or do you do it for fun? No, we wrestle professionally. This is what we do. We train other wrestlers. We run the wrestling show here. We got the ring in the backyard. We also do it for fun too, but we've taken professional wrestling to a whole different level. We don't do it the way that most people do. We've started our own road.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we started off for it with it being fun. You know, I don't feel like we just stepped in the ring and could call ourselves a professional wrestler or anything. But I would say at this point now, I could have a match with a professional wrestler, and I have. So I would consider myself the same.
You wipe the floor with them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I've wrestled.
Professional wrestlers are actually intimidated by us professional wrestlers.
And I've taught plenty of people the basics of professional wrestling. So, and the fact that we make more money than any wrestler I know off wrestling.
Yeah. Consider to make it a profession.
Professional.
Yeah.
But I mean, it took a while to get there. Wrestling is not just like the easiest thing to figure out, and you have to want to do it and be okay with pain. Yeah.
Going back to that move you took, or all the moves you've taken. Yeah. I mean, that's the bumps and bruises you got to take on the way to becoming a professional wrestler. No one's going to say they're a pro and they've not actually gotten broken in.
And actually done the thing. I would say I've done the thing enough to say that,
you can do it in your sleep with your eyes closed.
I mean, I could write a match out. I can teach it. I can do it. So
yes,
I feel like we put together pretty good matches.
Mm-hmm. She says, Kate can fight like hell. Both of y'all can. I'm just glad I'm not in the ring with Kate. Well, that's a very good point, Bethany. You stay on this side of the internet and all is going to be well. Jordan Kirby says Becky's going to go after Rhea. So Becky is going after Rhea. So Bailey is going to face Io. Okay. Bailey is turning Bailey face soon. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if she went Io, if she just wanted to prove something in her faction. But yeah, Becky and Rhea Ripley, I feel like would be interesting.
I didn't know that was about to go down. So
I didn't get any inclination of that either.
Yeah, I don't know where he's getting that information from, but it would be a good match.
Probably.
Yeah, she could learn a thing or two. Rhea, that is, from Bailey.
Yeah.
Or from Becky.
Yeah.
Elder God says, Kate, have you taken an RKO?
Taken an RKO?
Not from me. Maybe from Aiden? You've RKO'd Aiden.
I have. I think I took one into a pool by Aiden.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely.
I think I have. Yeah, I started off doing them, and then in Aiden fashion, he comes in and takes our moves.
Yeah. Sounds like Aiden. We're getting some more questions here. Simon Wright wants to know, what was your most embarrassing moment in the wrestling ring? Do you have an embarrassing moment?
I mean, it might have happened outside the fucking wrestling ring. The 2 times we tried to do a tag match live and not understanding the rules of the tag.
Oh, God.
It's probably embarrassing. Thing I'm not really good at is, in a basic match, I know the rules, but when you start getting into stipulations of this, that, and the other thing, I forget. Like, I do. And the one time that the count out, I didn't hear Mikey counting.
That's your first live match.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
both live matches, I
Okay,
feel like you kind of had like, spots that were
rule based.
yeah, that I didn't, I was still super rookie and just didn't quite understand them. If I was ever to do another live, I would probably try to keep the rule stuff to a minimum.
Yeah. Good point. Well, I mean, fuck, your last match that you did live, there was no rules. It was a triple threat. Anything wins. So,
which was fine.
Yeah,
right.
which
I
makes
can
it
do
easier,
that.
so
Yeah,
no
which I
rules.
can do the no rules or the basic rules.
And that's how we lost the duo titles that one time, was because you didn't understand the rules and you came in for a second save on that tag match and we lost the belts on a DQ type shit.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I remember taking some criticism for that. Like,
Yeah,
it's not a good look for your character to not know the rules.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for me, sometimes I literally in the moment while filming didn't remember what the fucking rules were. And it just is how it goes sometimes. But I would probably be better at it now, I think. But probably so. Anyways.
Yeah, the rules situation. Yeah, and I'll tag along with that. That has been pretty embarrassing, especially when I was your tag team partner that time. And that kind of sucked for us.
Fuck, I forgot the rules.
But whatever, that's okay. I'll forgive you. I will definitely forgive you. How do we feel about Drew McIntyre?
I don't feel any type of way towards that guy. I just don't really care for him. I don't know. He doesn't. He don't excite me. I don't give a fuck.
What's that song that he sang?
I don't know.
I don't remember what it is either.
Is it American Pie or is that just
Bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. That was when I started liking Drew McIntyre. I couldn't believe he did that. If someone can make me genuinely laugh, I like you. As far as his wrestling is concerned, I would agree with the Undertaker fans. He is garbage. I would not ever want to go see him have a wrestling match, but if he's ever doing another concert in Germany again, after getting his ass beat. He's the only person I ever seen celebrate an ass whooping by singing an American song in a different country. Like, nothing he does makes any sense. He's such a cluster fucking tire that it is kind of funny. So that's all I got to say about Drew. Yeah, Kate don't like him. Mikey Carpenter says we should do a workout on TWS, like a workout video. We definitely could do a work-off. Like a workout off, and see who can do like the most push-ups or the most like a triathlon type thing. Like, that'd be a good competition to do.
Yeah.
Thanks for the request. That's pretty cool. Bethany says, do you have any tips on becoming a wrestler or working out? Yeah, that's what they're asking about the workout routine. Pretty good question.
I mean, I could talk for a long time about how I like to work out and the routine that I have, but I just kind of recently, I'm constantly changing my diet to try to fit the right thing, and my workouts. But right now I try to work out as much as I can. I mean, every day. And when I say every day, I mean like Monday through Friday, and then rest on the weekends, which I think is fair for your body to not work out too much. And then if you can, like sometimes I like to work out twice. I worked out twice yesterday. Not going to work out twice today, but I'm going to get some sort of workout in. And I like to work out my whole body as much as I can. Like some people will do like, we're just doing back and buys today. Like I'm not that kind of person. Like if I want to do my buys and my tries and my shoulders real quick and then do my legs and my butt afterwards and I do my abs every day. Like, yeah. So work out all your body as much as you possibly can. And if it's sore, let it rest. Eat a lot of protein is kind of basic. But I change my workout routine often, but that's where I'm at right now.
So basically just keep on working out.
Yeah.
In a routine.
Yeah. And I mean, like for me, I'm going to work out my legs and butt every day unless it's like extra sore. And if an area is too sore, I'll like move on to a different side of my leg or a different part, or like then I'll just like do calves or something. But I never just say I can't work out a certain muscle group if I want to work out my muscles every day. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. For tips on working out.
Yeah.
You got any tips on becoming a wrestler?
Oh, I don't know, because like if you want to be a wrestler for like your local indie wrestling club, I don't know if I could help you with that. Like, but if you kind of learn a little bit about wrestling and then find a character, I feel like your character can take you a long way. I don't really think that you need to go spend thousands of dollars to go to some random wrestling club to go be an actual wrestler, but just figuring out the basics and learning it, watching wrestling matches and practicing, even if you don't have a ring, practice on your mattress, practice on your bed, watch as much wrestling as you can, figure out what the moves are, figure out how wrestlers put together their matches. I feel like the more knowledge you have in wrestling, the more likely it is going to be that you can step in a ring and at least have some sort of ideas of what to do. And then with just the basic knowledge of how to take a bump, how to take the buckles, how to get on and off the ropes. Yeah, I feel like you could definitely be a wrestler, and then you just go to your local indie wrestling show and see if they'll let you in there, or some other town and see if they'll let you wrestle there. And I feel like a lot of wrestlers that go to WWE just try to make a name for themselves in the indies if, going to WWE or AEW is what you want to actually do. Having a following on social media is going to be big, but
not really necessary.
Yeah, like for me, I never want to go wrestle with no big wrestling company. It was never what I aspired to do. I just kind of wanted to learn the craft and make my own characters and do my own thing with it, which is what I've done. But you would have to probably take a different path if you want to make it into WWE, which is getting in with the indies.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because that's really where TNA is going to
promoter.
Huh?
Or blowing the promoter.
Or if you know the promoter, yeah. If you're a female, that'll work for you.
No, they'll take it from the dudes too. Okay. That's why they're all lining up. They don't. That's why do you think they work for $20? They're there for ulterior reasons.
Yeah.
It ain't for the goddamn money. It's there for the BJs. You know what I mean? That's if you want to get in the indies, you gotta learn how to live on your knees. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Yeah, for me, I had no shot with the indies here. No. There's plenty of other indie people around here that have wanted me to come on their show. But I do this for money. I don't do this for the aspiration of, being a wrestler.
Feeling important backstage.
Because I feel like some people will be like, I will drive 2 fucking hours
to feel important backstage.
That, or to just get $50. But the reason they're there isn't the money. The reason that they're there is because they love the sport of wrestling, and they like to go do this with their friends, maybe what have you. They like to perform for the crowd, which is cool. I'm not that way. So I'm not just going to accept $50 for my whole night to go do something that is it really going to benefit me?
It might be a little scary.
You know what I mean? Is it really going to, I tried it. I did it. We put on our own show, which was, as close to indie as we could have gotten. And people did show up. Then after it, it was I could go without doing this again, It was fun for what it was. It was fun for our friends. We kind of did it that one.
We did it for other people.
Yeah, we did.
We did it for other people. Yeah, we did not do it because we were like, man, that's what we wanted.
Yeah. I didn't really care. I tried it. And I did do one indie show and ended up being really hated when I got there and when I left.
No.
So just not the same kind of people. I'm not going to do it if I would not wrestle if I didn't make money at it, which a lot of people would wrestle, regardless for no money.
We're going to take an ad break real quick, and we're going to be right back. That's what they're saying down here in the bottom of this. Well, this is the topic that you're on. Some people are going to get ads for a second, and some people aren't. You might have to click the button in the bottom corner to skip the ad right now, but we just got notified that they're going to be putting things over. If you want to get something from the merch table, go to the TWS logo down below there. Click on the shop. Go to Teespring. Get your own hoodie. This is super dope. It's $30. Pretty good, right?
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. It's been washed. Turned out well.
Yeah. It's nice fabric.
Yeah, it is.
Not cheap material.
Yes. All right. We're probably back. So thanks, guys, for hanging in there and clicking and coming back. Let's see. Bethany says she's currently out with a bad concussion from playing football, but she's coming back stronger and better, though. Good job on that. Simon wants to know along the same lines, can you give me some tips on not eating bad food?
Yeah.
It's a good question because for a while there, we were drinking milkshakes nightly.
Okay. He was more drinking the milkshakes nightly, and I just kind of joined in once in a while. But I would have never gone in there and made a milkshake. And I switched us over. I'm the one that was like, make protein shakes at night, not the milkshakes. But anyways.
Right.
He's the ice cream guy. Like, for me, I naturally like vegetables and fish and chicken and meat and stuff. So it's not that difficult for me to keep to like a meat and vegetable diet because I like those things. I like pasta, and I think pasta's got protein in it, so I'm like fine with that. But I don't eat like a bunch of bread. I don't like a bunch of grains in my diet. Personally, I just kind of think they're fattening. I don't like sugary stuff. Like I don't eat a lot of sweets. I don't like cake and donuts and cookies, and like that's pretty minimal for me. If I do have one, it might be like a couple times a month.
Cookies.
He's more the sweets guy. I feel like my vice is like fucking sour cream because I could eat sour cream on.
So let me just come in for a second because I think what the answer to this question is you can't just cut yourself off completely from these things that you like. Why would you do that to yourself? You have to just eat it in moderation. So like for your sour cream fix, you're not eating taquitos with a tub of sour cream daily.
Not daily, but if I have some taquitos, just know it's going with a bunch of sour cream.
You have to,
which might not, which might not be good for me. But
like once in a while,
if I eat taquitos, it's going to be like twice a month. You know what I mean? I still eat the things that I want to eat, but it's just not very often. And just my main like diet is like protein shake with fruit, or like chicken with a vegetable, or tuna.
So just eating good.
Yeah.
You can just figure it out in your mind. It's
Pasta.
It's a mindset.
I do eat pizza. I don't tell myself I can't have a piece of pizza. If there's pizza around, I'm probably going to eat it. I'm Italian. I like pizza and I like pasta, and I'm probably going to stick with that. Like I said, I just don't eat like a bunch of it at once.
So the Undertaker fan, he says, Kate, your last match that you had was ringless, and it was great. Could have been a boot camp match because we were wearing boots.
Okay, I wrestled in those boots until those boots just broke off. Mm-hmm. Now I have my other boots that I wrestle in, but they're still not quite as good as those boots.
Yeah, those are like the
I can't wrestle in my blue ones. I can only wrestle in my tan ones, but those still don't have the grip like my other ones did.
Damn. I'll have to look for them again. I feel like I know what website they're on, or at least what website they were on. We'll see if they get them back in stock. When does Seth Rollins return? Somebody said. I don't
buy his injury.
Yeah, I don't think he's really that hurt either. I'm sure he's going to be back by definitely WrestleMania, if not sooner. Does Cody Rhodes win the Rumble? Or did you like Cody Rhodes win it? Is that what the hell was that question? Hold on. Cody Rhodes win Royal Rumble. Yeah, he did. Yeah, we kind of knew that. I mean, if you want to move on, we can go ahead and tell.
The men's Royal Rumble, which
go ahead and
I was also dissatisfied with that one for some reason. I don't know. I just thought both of them were really boring. I fell asleep during the men's Rumble at one point. I thought it was really lackluster. Until the end, it got better, but I think we all kind of knew the outcome. I mean, it was gonna come down to Punk and Cody at the end. Those were the two favored to win. I've been saying since Cody lost at last year's WrestleMania, he was gonna come back and win this Rumble and go and challenge Roman, and they're gonna have a part 2 at WrestleMania, and Cody's gonna win. I've been saying this for a year, and so far I've been right.
Yeah, you're right.
You tried to say that The Rock was going to come out, and it's like, this is why I just can't take The Rock's going to be here doing anything serious.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, people say this every year. It never comes true. I just can't listen to it. I'm not going to believe it's going to happen, and if it does, I'll just be pleasantly surprised.
There you go. It's a good way to look.
The Rock is never going to be like the pick I would be like, yeah, he's going to come out and do this. They say this shit every year at the Rumble.
You're right. They do say it every year at the Rumble and every year at Mania. Around
It
this
never
time.
happens.
The Rock's rumored to come back. His ass is not coming back to have a wrestling match. He retired in like 2018 or 2019. It's over with. I don't think there's going to be a head of the table match. And if there is, that's what I was going to say. I would really like it to be Roman Reigns loses the title to Cody at WrestleMania because The Rock comes out and screws him. Roman's always got motherfuckers coming out to help him. How about just one time somebody comes out to screw Roman?
I mean, that would be fucking awesome.
And Cody wins, and then Roman goes on and fights The Rock.
Yeah, which would be awesome.
Cody fight anybody.
Way to write that match. But I think Cody is going to challenge Roman. I do believe he's going to come out
Friday. I think it's tomorrow.
Okay, we'll watch it
it's
for sure.
Going down. We'll be live on TikTok tomorrow night. If you want to watch that for our third consecutive wrestling live stream, it's going to unlock a whole bunch of bonus features they're saying on TikTok.
Yeah.
So be sure to follow the Wrestling Show on TikTok.
So, yeah, again, with the men's Rumble, I was happy with the outcome. Not really happy with whoever wrote the match. I seen somebody actually say this on, I think, Twitter, on one of the wrestling news sites, that they were happy that Kevin Dunn was gone because of the camera angles. I'll give it props to the new camera angles that they're doing. It's so much better. So much better. The Kevin Owens match versus Logan Paul, it has some awesome fucking shots of what Logan Paul can do.
That was a 10.
That was
the
great
best match
fucking match. Yeah.
Logan Paul and Kevin
hands
Owens
down, it does not even
stole the
come close. It was so great. I would love to watch them wrestle again at WrestleMania if they continue with this feud, because I thought that match was fucking awesome. And I think they're really two talented athletes. I thought that I did not even watch Roman's match. I seen the beginning. I was like, this is going to be so bad. I can't even watch it.
I played the show twice. Both times I did not pay attention to Roman's match.
Okay. I think we all knew what was going to happen. Yeah. And it wasn't a good match.
As soon as Solo Sikoa came back out again, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
It's not. I did not.
They can't come up with nothing else. They cannot come up with any other ideas. They're just delaying the inevitable. So we all know that Roman's going to lose at WrestleMania because they have no more effing ideas.
Yeah, I don't think they do. That's why they kind of just pulled him out. But yeah, I feel like, and now Jay and Jimmy are kind of fighting. So I feel like they are kind of imploding from within. I don't think Solo Sikoa is really much of a draw for Roman. I think his character is kind of...
Roman's never going to make sense.
And he don't really, I don't know, I've seen him wrestle, and his wrestling's mid at best.
John Cena should have whooped his ass in that match they had. It was really ridiculous.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, it was unfortunate. But they're going to put over the bloodline, how they're going to put over the bloodline. But I feel like Roman loses the championship this upcoming WrestleMania. Not saying that he won't get it back and have another reign or whatever, but I feel like if they want to keep decent ratings and keep people caring, they're going to have to switch titles, because I feel like people are starting to get a little bored. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I'm bored with it.
Oh, yeah. What else can they do with it?
I mean,
bring Solo back out to screw another match over? I mean, they've done that so many times. It's the same story on over and over again.
Yeah.
If they do that for heels, I get it. You got to give them repetition. So when you finally switch it up, it's like, oh, my God, thank you. But, I mean, really? This many years in a row of the same thing? It's worse than John Cena's era of the 5 moves of doom, honestly, because at least John Cena lost every once in a while.
Yeah.
And was there weekly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you could hate him weekly. It was a character that you actually felt emotions for. That's why the crowd chanted, we hate Cena or we love Cena, back and forth so much, because he was actually there putting in the work, putting in the time, putting over other wrestlers. Mm-hmm. Cena made way more guys than Roman ever could, honestly. And he will. He's not going to. Roman didn't make nobody popular.
Well, unfortunately, I think somebody said that they thought Roman was making characters. I feel like he's kind of just crushing the competition.
He's buried more people than Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. So, I mean, who are you really left with besides Cody, who was a great match because of Cody? I don't think Roman really puts on good matches with people who don't know how to put on a good match. I don't feel like he has that, I don't know, talent.
Yeah, no.
He can make people dislike him. He can make his character make people feel a certain sort of way, and that's what he has going for him, but not necessarily.
That's Paul Heyman doing it.
Yeah.
He's got Paul Heyman, and that's it. So, Infurious One TV says, I love your channel. Thanks, bro. Thanks for the support. Undertaker fan. I love Kate's theme song, and her sexy walk fits it perfectly. Nice. Your new theme song going over well. Do you have any other social media that you can be supported on?
Me?
Yeah.
Specifically, I have an Instagram, I have a Facebook, I have a Snapchat. But Instagram is probably the other social media site that I probably post the most on, and it's Caitlin underscore TWS.
Sweet. She's also on Twitter.
Yeah, I put clips of my
Patreon.
wrestling up there. I put other pictures up there. I mean, you name it. I'm pretty active on Instagram and Facebook, which you could just find me at Caitlin Jones on Facebook.
Nice, nice.
Yep.
Patreon.com/KJones1121. Also, if you go down in the description of this video, there'll be links to some of her social media sites as well. So thank you for all the support. As always, we appreciate that. Jordan Kirby says, do you think Cody finishes the story finally? Yes,
Yeah.
we do. We definitely do.
I think they set that up last year about, his story not being over yet. Like,
that's
I
the
think they
storyline.
kind of
Let's
put that in
finish it.
place that this is a storyline that has to get finished and is about to get finished at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I just made him wait an extra year.
Which is fine.
Got to do your time. I get it. Somebody, Jackie G, wants to know, Kate, could you please do some jujitsu? That would be fire.
Oh.
Learn some jujitsu moves.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe we can do that. Jordan Kirby says he's bored with Roman too.
Yeah.
He really needs that to end. Elder God says he's still trying to design the TWS belt for the show. A new belt.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody wants to design a new belt and send it our way. That'd be pretty dope. Let me know. Email me, mattjones2587@gmail.com. I'll check out your logo, give you my ideas and feedback. Our good friend Cyrus is back, and I'm just briefly reading over his comment. It sounds like it's time to move on to the WTF is up with McMahon. Part 2 segment of the show.
And I really wanted to read his text messages before I came on here. Maybe I'll pull them up.
Oh, my God. You want to start reading them right now? Keep it to yourself.
I'm not saying that I'm going to read out loud, but I feel like there's a lot to this story that I'm not going to be able to fully process if I read it, because like my first initial reactions, and I don't know if what people are going to think about this, but I was like, if there's this lady that worked for the company and she started like messing around with a bunch of dudes and she got money and she got this and she got that, then I mean, I'm not really sure where the sex trafficking really comes from, because that just sounds like dude being a pervert and a girl being a whore, and they kind of come together and they do what they do when it comes to that. But now that more information's coming out about it, depending, like they said, how young she could have been, because I thought she was like, at first they reported she was like in her 40s, right? And then they reported that she was like 30. So I'm like, okay, this is probably a grown-ass woman.
But now they're reporting that she's
21 or something. Now, if that's true, I can understand if he was like really manipulating her, how a younger person could get manipulated into possibly doing things that they weren't comfortable with, just because maybe she was just naive and thought maybe this is how business worked or something. So I felt a little more, okay, maybe there's more to this story. And now, but I don't know what the actual truth is, I guess, about her age. But I think that's a factor. And if she is indeed that young, then, I mean, Vince is a fucking perverted pig, which
everybody already knew.
I was about to say.
Stephanie tried to tell us many, many times. We just didn't listen.
Surprised. Yeah, I'm not shocked. And everybody's like, who knew him? It's like, yeah, he always like, reached over and left and talked about this female or that female. I'm like, you didn't think that was a big deal? Like, that's not dude being like kind of a pervert. Hey, look at this female. Look at her boobs, or look at her ass, or look at her this. That's kind of piggish behavior.
Yeah, if we were at the mall and I started poking your arm going, look at that bitch. I bet you she's got some white cotton panties on. You'd be like, what the hell's the matter with you?
Obviously, me being your wife, I don't think you would say that to me.
In general, who the fuck would say that? You wouldn't say it to your friend. Why? It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't think, I
wouldn't say it to anybody, not a single soul walking this planet.
Yeah,
Would I ever be like, hey, what kind of panties do you think she's got? It's just like the whole, for Jim Cornette to be like, yeah, that was normal behavior. Maybe for a sophomore, he was your boss. Those should all have been red flags. You can't just be like, Vince is.
And maybe back in the day, that's how dudes used to act. And maybe there was more like perverted kind of pig kind of guys back then, but it's really not how you should be talking about females. Now, for me, I kind of feel like I knew that's how he was. I never really I never really gave a fuck. It didn't really seem like anybody around him gave a fuck that's how he wanted to act. It just seemed like everybody was like in the business okay with the way Vince conducted even like the female league. Like he had girls in the ring wrestling in lingerie. Like he knew what he was doing when he was doing that, and he was definitely satisfying.
That was not competition based.
He was definitely satisfying the need for the sexuality in the shows with the females and sexualizing the women on the show. He was not afraid to do, clearly. So I'm not surprised that he would sexualize random other females behind the scenes.
Yeah, he's getting away with it in front of the scenes. Why not get away with it behind the scenes?
Yeah.
So let's read Cyrus's message. He says, in light of the accusations against McMahon, do you guys think WWE will start losing some of the fan base and see WWE wrestlers walk out again like they did when McMahon returned? I think I said this in my part 1 of this segment that last week, that I think this needs to make the WWE all band together, and not walk away and get mad at each other and start pointing fingers with everybody internally. I mean, because some people do need to be accountable for their actions, but I feel like this is not going to bring a hardship on wrestling. I think WWE and just wrestling in general is at a whole new place right now, especially with Netflix giving $8 billion to buy the goddamn Monday night product. It's only one of their millions of shows that they produce. This ain't going to bring it down because, like we were saying, everybody already knew he was doing this. It's just a matter of time for whether or not he's going to have to pay for what he did, and if he actually is going to apologize to these people whose lives he ruined. That's the actually more important question. This is WWE aside. This is going to be a billionaire who ran a company and destroyed lives. Is he going to actually be held accountable, or is he going to slip through the cracks just like every other one?
Well, it seems right now if he just settles and like pays this woman maybe $2 million, it might just get swept under the rug and nobody's going to care, because that seems to be like how this goes.
I don't think she wants money anymore, though. I don't know what she's
because it's a civil suit, they said. And so civil suits are about money. It's not like a criminal. It's not a criminal lawsuit.
So he's not going to be
looking
at any jail time.
Like he didn't get arrested. He's just going to be fighting, this money aspect. Now, if criminal charges get brought onto him during this, that could possibly happen. But
they're just settling this aspect of it first.
Possibly.
Because I honestly, babe, I think that this is about the NDA. I think that this lawsuit is being brought up to end the non-disclosure agreement that they had signed, because he broke it and so did she.
Right.
So I don't know if there's going to be any money, but this might lead to a criminal investigation, is what you're saying. Roman is horrible. Cena was the man. Yeah, I would definitely pick Cena over Roman. Mike Huntmans wants to know when the outdoor matches start again. Anytime, anywhere, anything can happen here on TWS. We'll definitely be wrestling outside sooner than later. Jordan says if Kobe loses, he's throwing his TV. If you do it, bro, send me a short clip of that and we'll put it up on the wrestling show.
Cody's got to win. Yeah, and I feel like most people are going to be behind him. He's the face. Like, you want to see the face overcome all this adversity for the last year and get this win. I think it's the only way that it can go. I've been saying it since last WrestleMania. I would be seriously annoyed if I end up being wrong, just because I think I should be right, and so I should go.
Yeah.
But
Does Vince go to jail?
That's a good question, and I really want to.
Or a big lawsuit. Well, they're asking for a trial by jury, which really makes me feel like it's going to be a big thing. They want this to be televised. Whoever's involved in this wants it to be as big of a deal as possible. Let's see. Jordan says to Cyrus that ain't happening anymore because we are in a much better place now than it was back then. Yeah, the wrestling is in a whole different set of hands too. There needs to be a new chairman in WWE, and they actually need to get rid of Bruce Pritchard and a couple of the other old guys that are just clinging on to dear life that were Vince's henchmen. And I'm sure you could probably take about 6 employees and ask them, all right, which one of these guys are in bed with Vince? And they'll all know. They're all going to tell you. Everybody knows. Like I'm saying, everybody does know. Everybody has known. No one's asked the right questions except Phil Donahue. If you got any type of balls at all, go search Phil Donahue, WWE, look it up on YouTube, look it up on TikTok, look up the former employee of Vince McMahon who was working for Vince. They hired him for a couple-year contract, but he refused to have sexual relations with the vice president of the WWE. So Vince fired him, terminated him for not engaging in sexual activity. Vince likes to get his employees to engage in this type of stuff, get them on camera doing it, and then hold it over their head. The same thing that he does with their characters when he doesn't like him and he's about to fire him. He makes them do something super embarrassing so no one's going to want to hire him again. Like, he's literally doing this in front of our faces. Why would anybody believe that he's not doing it in his personal life when he believes he's above any moral code? And I think Kate's reading some of these messages right now, and it's like, who in their right mind would be saying this to other people? Nobody.
A guy who's getting off by the gangbang idea is where I'm at as far as these text messages are concerned. Because, yeah, he's definitely like, I called so-and-so, like, he wants a piece of you, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if two other guys come in, like, you have no other reason or, like, no alternative but to say yes. And just thinking about it makes me want to all over myself. Like, really, bro?
He's super
Really,
hard
bro?
on for the dudes. Like, everybody wonders why Vince McMahon always wanted the big, muscular, oiled-up men.
I mean, and nothing against gay people, but I mean, this seems like you're getting
he's
off
sexualizing
by
the men
dudes,
and the
bro.
women. He's sexualizing everybody.
Everything, yeah.
It's super gross. The Donahue show was crazy. Yeah, it was. Have either one of y'all ever been injured during a match? Yeah, we've had quite a few injuries. Kate's broken a rib, broken a part of her nose, chipped a tooth. I broke a leg, tore multiple muscles in my back.
I fucked up my knee.
I broke my hand. There's been lots.
I have bad shins now. I was like
concussions, bloods, scars.
I mean, we haven't had to like go to the hospital.
I almost burnt my hand off in a wrestling match.
I fucked my neck up to the point. I don't know if it'll ever be the same. I don't even know what I did with it. At first, I was like, maybe I broke it. And I was like, if I broke it, I probably would have been paralyzed or something. But I fucked up my neck, and it's been like, it feels weird ever since.
Yeah. Kevin Dunce. Not long after the stuff against McMahon came out, it makes you wonder how much he knew. Or he was just worth $50 million and didn't need the headache anymore, you know. And he probably knew some too. I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Dunn's the one editing all of this fucking footage together that McMahon gets from all these cell phones. Here, Dunn, make a big reel out of this. The boys in the tech crew are gonna love it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and the way he keeps talking about her, he's talking about her job. Like, he could do something that he would lose his job and you would lose your job.
Yeah. See, I wasn't even able to stomach reading through the messages. I tried multiple times. What up from Taiwan? Welcome to the wrestling show. There needs to be a new chairman. Where is Brock Lesnar and all this nonsense? Brock Lesnar's a pawn. He's nothing different than an Andre the Giant dildo. He's just something that Vince McMahon is using to further his own pleasure in his mind. I don't think Brock ever had any idea this was going on, and he's probably livid right now. If he could see Vince McMahon, I'm sure Brock Lesnar would hold him up to the wall and say, "What have you done to me?" That's my opinion on Brock Lesnar. Right? No effing way Brock Lesnar is into pissing videos. No. I won't have it. I don't speak Chinese. All right, go ahead and take the call.
I gotta go.
Thanks,
bye, guys.
Kate. See you later. I'll finish this conversation with the fans. Oh, yeah, but a lot of crazy stuff going on. Do you think WWE wrestlers would be better off to form a union? Speaking as a guy who's been part of a union before, hell to the no. I don't trust unions. You shouldn't trust unions. If you're part of a union, how much are you paying in union dues a year? And are you getting a return on that union due? How secure is your job actually? Speaking as a guy that's been fired from a union, I don't like unions. I don't agree with unions. They're even more crooked than the corporations because guess what? The corporations all own the unions. So, no. A union is just about as fallible as a legal system. It only works if you believe in it. And the ones that don't believe in it will screw it up. So it's not going to work. They've tried it for years and years in other systems with unions. Not a good idea. Don't unionize. What do you think of Raw moving to Netflix next year? I think it's a great idea for Raw. I have Netflix and I don't have USA. So, I mean, yes, I can stream Monday Night Raw whenever I want to, which is few and far in between. But with it being on Netflix, I might watch it more if they can let me skip the commercials or there'll be less ads. I would assume the content is going to be better. I would hope that they would add more like theatrical TV movie elements like we do here on the wrestling show. I wouldn't be surprised if there was way more cinematic sequences and movies and series. Maybe a Monsignor joins WWE and starts his own ministry, and that becomes a break-off show on Netflix. Sounds like a great idea. Maybe they won't make theirs X-rated. They might make it R. But, you know, they could use a lot of stuff from that. So I think that's just a huge move. That's why they gave him $8 billion, because they're going to put them all to work. They're all going to be working their asses off. I can promise you that. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I love the way you protected Kate during the pile driver. Thanks, bro. I would never hurt anybody in wrestling, especially not Kate. Are you ready for WrestleMania this year? Oh, yeah. I guess. I think CM Punk's injury is a work, so I'm ready for that storyline to play out. Same thing with Seth Rollins. That's why I think they're both going to fucking fight each other. There's going to be some type of in-ring standoff where Punk's in a sling and Seth's in a knee brace, and all of a sudden they start ripping each other's fucking stuff off and fighting each other, and it becomes a handicap or ambulance match, something like that. Wouldn't be surprised. Union is a ripoff. Yeah, pretty much, bro. I mean, you ask anybody who's part of the union if they would rather stop paying their union dues or they think it's going towards a good cause, and you give me a comment right here down below and let me know, because it ain't free. Freedom isn't free. It costs folks like you and me. Are you a WWE fan? I've been a WWE fan my whole life, my whole entire life. I feel like when Shawn Michaels stopped wrestling for the WWE, I like stopped watching it. But since he's been back and active, I feel like since they were able to mend the bridge between my favorite guy and the only wrestling company besides mine that I can actually stomach, yes, I will definitely watch WWE. I am a fan of WWE. I talk about WWE to people that ask me at great lengths whether they want me to or not, actually. So, yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a mark. I'm a representative of the company. I used to wear a WWE sweatshirt all the time, but no, I don't. Do you think there is a piss on Vince match at WrestleMania this year? No, I don't. Oh, it would be funny. Do you have any social media accounts? You can look me up. I'm the Jedi. I'm like shadow banned everywhere, but you got to like type in Matt Jones 2587 or the Jedi _ TWS. You can find me on Patreon, but you got to type in the goddamn URL, patreon.com/Matt Jones 2587. On Twitter, I think it's the Jedi or Matt Jones 2587. I'm on OnlyFans.com/Matt Jones 2587. I got all kinds of goddamn social media accounts, so feel free to look me up wherever you want. The best way to find me, though, is right here on The Wrestling Show every Thursday live on YouTube. You can find me giving the latest and greatest updates on TWS and as well as all the other wrestling content that anybody wants me to talk about or I feel pertinent to the wrestling world. Are you guys going to have some more women on the show? There's always a revolving door of women on the show. So, for show. Goodness, I get PIE events for nothing. PLE events for nothing. I get no PLE. You can, I don't know, bro. You could probably stream the pay-per-view events if you really want to. You can find anything for free on the internet if you really search. Matt Jones is underrated. By who? Who underrated me? Because everybody that I talk to gives me praise and accolades. So, yeah, if you find out somebody underrating me, you let me know, and I'll fucking whoop their ass. So they can meet me in the ring. But, yeah, I don't think anybody underrates me, bro. I appreciate all the love that I get. How do you spell Kate's name? So, her real name, Kaitlyn. That's Caitlin Jones, Jones, but her name on Instagram is Caitlyn, Kaitlyn _TWS. Her OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/KateJones1121. Same with her Patreon page. You can find all that type of stuff there. And Triple H, somebody requests, Oh, Triple H underrates me. I don't really think that Triple H likes me. That's probably the reason. I wouldn't say he underrates me. He just knows that he can't control me. See, all these things that are going on with Vince right now really have a lot to do with control. Who's in control? See, and I march to a beat of my different drum. Like I don't really follow and do what I'm told. Everybody knows that I'm an advocate for marijuana, which that's probably gonna give me a strike in a lot of people's minds, but I don't care. And Vince was one of those people. Triple H is one of those people, even though the people that are against marijuana really need to take a hit off a joint and can relax. So that's why I think Vince is a proper. Triple H may just dislike me. Also, I show my ass on the internet, which he's done before, made people do before too. But, since I'm not doing it for them, it's probably not going to go over very well. Plus, Triple H is actually scared of me because if he was to put me in any type of position on his show in front of those millions of people, I could easily take all of his fans to my show, especially once anybody on the WWE actually met me personally. We would probably get along pretty well because I don't sexually abuse my employees or force them to do any type of weird stuff like that. You'll not find me sending weird text messages to anybody that I work with at all whatsoever, ever. I'm not like that. I am a happily married person, and I think that's something that would really steadfast in the wrestling world. So Triple H, who's definitely not a happily married man, I know his wife Stephanie has left the company because it's a disgraceful company and he's left to pick up the messes, which could only cause conflict in any relationship. It's clear as day that he's not happily married. So there's no reason why Triple H would want to bring in a happily married man who lives counteractively to the way that he does and runs his company. So I wouldn't say he's underrating anybody. He understands a threat. And like anybody else, they're going to keep that threat at bay, but they're sure as hell not going to extend a handshake to somebody who might very well take the whole entire landscape from underneath their feet because there ain't never been no other wrestling show to take over YouTube the way that ours has. And I mean, this is a huge fucking platform. It's been around way longer than, it could have been. It's withstood the test of time. So for us to be the show that still gets talked about the most on the internet. People come up to me, they say, I watch WWE, I watch AEW sometimes, and I watch TWS. It's all they show me on YouTube. It's all they show me on TikTok. So I understand why Triple H would keep us at bay. And he hates weed. Do you think the W regulars will go on strike? No. No one's going to go on strike. This ain't the union. Rockford, Illinois in the house. What up, bro? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the live stream. If you guys got anything to say about the Rumble or McMahon, let me know. Otherwise, my nephew's on the way over. I'm about to do some babysitting. I'm going to paint a picture with this guy. I'm super excited about that. Little Theo's on his way over. Super cute kid. I'm excited to get to babysit and hang out with him. I'll take some pictures and stuff like that. If you're watching me on Instagram, you'll definitely see some pictures. Cutting a promo right now. I cut a promo every time I talk, man, especially when I get heated about something. I have a lot of really fierce opinions, but I am generally guided to keep them to myself. Simon says, I think you are a nice person, Matt Jones, and you're a good wrestler. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I leave it all in the ring every time I go out there and perform for you guys. Even back when YouTube first started, I was putting wrestling matches out. I was literally doing the most as a high school kid, trying to entertain all the wrestling fans, because even then I was frustrated with WWE and I felt like they needed something else, something more believable, something to believe in, because you couldn't believe in the Empire. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. I'm a Star Wars fan. There's got to be some rogues out there that are trying to set the record straight, which is what I've been fighting for this whole time. That's why it says on my Facebook page, I am a fighter. I'm fighting for the rights of all the wrestlers. I've been talking about this forever. I think the WWE was run by a criminal. And now it's actually coming out that I was right, and so was everybody else for all these years. So, Undertaker, Jade and Nia was the highlight of the whole show. Bro, you don't even want to get me started on Nia Jax. I'm not going to glaze her the way that I could as a, just a regular man. I'm not going to make it seem like I'm a huge fan of some other female wrestler. because it might be a little awkward, but I really like her a lot, and I'm glad that she came back. I'm so glad that she came back. Really, like, I didn't even like her. This happens to me. I have wrestlers that I despise, and those are the ones that I fucking fall in love with. And Nia Jax literally won me over because I disliked her so much. And now she comes back. She knows what she's doing. She's great. She's impressive. She looks good in the ring. Her outfits actually fit her for once. You know, she makes sense. It looks real. All the stuff that she's doing is warranted. So I'm a fan for her. Jade's going to have to do anything, I guess, to win me over, but it ain't going to be hard because she looks the part. So all she's got to do is wrestle a little Bow Wow, and I'm going to be a fan. So, all right, guys, be sure to click the skip ad right here if it comes up on your screen. I'm about to head out. I got some babysitting to take care of. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this live stream. I'll be happy to be back next week. If you guys got any topics that you want to discuss, leave them down in the comment section below. Feel free to check out Teesprings for the latest merch. $30 for this hoodie. For whatever reason, they're trying to get people to buy a $60 one. Don't buy the $60 one. It's the same mother effing thing. Scroll down a little bit. Find that $30 one. And you'll be able to get the same exact hoodie as me, and you'll be the coolest kid at school if you're walking around with TWS merch. At least that's what my son Abel Quinn told me. He wants one so bad because all the kids are going to be so jealous if he's got this. So he's got a big TWS sticker on his backpack, and they love that. So I'm going to get him one of these hoodies, and him and I will be matching. You guys can all be matching us if you get your very own. It supports the wrestling show, keeps the lights on right here in the Outliers Clubhouse. But until then, wrestling fans, have a nice day. May the force be with you always.